as we dive into this. Again, Kaozfate has beautiful macro, beautiful biocontrol as well, and Ryu knows this. So, fun fact, last year, again, they played very often in DreamHack, in the qualifiers for DreamHack. And we saw Ryu adjust to Kaozfate's style. There's a reason why I was talking about how Kaozfate can struggle against early roach pushes. Ryu noticed that if he went Ling Bane against Kaozfate, that's what Kaozfate wants. Like, he's at his strongest at that point. And Ryu decided to adopt a more Roach Ravager style of play, a much more aggressive style of play. And he found a lot of success with that. But that was last year, that was 2021, and now here we are in 2022, and sporting in the top right hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have our Peruvian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings. He just took a quick 2-0 over his last opponent. Can he do it again? It is Ryu. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have the Peruvian Terran player representing Eximius Gaming. Again, he made his previous opponent look bad, look awful. Oh my god, he's here, he is back. It is Kaozfate. I can see chat catching up. Very cool response by Ryu, giving up the main, but he has the natural. Yeah, it was a beautiful response. It was very calculated, it was cool, calm, collected. It was smooth, is what it was. But we'll see how this series goes. Oh boy! Again, Kaozfate did just take down the best player in Argentina. We were able to cast that earlier today. We are on Glittering Ashes, and I do think that this is a good thing for Ryu. Kaozfate, he is at his strongest when he is parade pushing across the map. After he starts pulling apart your opponent's defenses, then he just sends it, and he just sends a massive ball. And he just eventually overcomes and just is able to overwhelm the Zerg player. But on a map like Glittering Ashes, it takes a lot longer for pushes to come across the map, and Ryu will have a lot more time to respond and get an army up and running, and recognize that a push is coming and focus on army production instead of droning. So because of that, I favor Ryu here in game 1, but we'll see, because again, Ryu has also been taking a break. In January, he was actually on holiday. He actually went with his family. He went out into the country, and he actually didn't have access to a PC. So he wasn't really practicing a lot. So he is a little bit out of practice, but so is Kaozfate. So it's a little bit up in the air. Who is the favorite at the moment? At the end of 2021, I would say that Ryu was the favorite. But now it's a little bit more, the lines are blurred. And this is exactly what I was talking about. There's a reason why I kept talking about roaches. Roach Warren is thrown down. Let's go. Bold move. I've seen Ryu succeed with this on Blackburn specifically. But on Glittering Ashes, I don't know how fond I am of roaches, not gonna lie. Regardless, the goal right now of Ryu is to deny scouting. The Reaper is still alive. There is potential for the Reaper to get into the main base and to get past this queen and get behind the mineral line. If Kaozfate scouts, he holds. If he doesn't, then it gets a little bit more scary. He needs to see this Roach Warren. 6 roaches are already on the way. The Reaper hasn't seen anything yet. Has only seen the 3rd base, and the timing is pretty normal. Back at home, Ryu is going for a 1-1-1 into a fast 3rd CC, or a 3rd CC before starport. Very economic, the most economic opener you could go for. So he is not ready for this. Here we go. Ravagers have been scouted. Now he knows he's got to go back home. Oh god, bunker thrown down immediately. We need tanks, we need banshees. What are we gonna get? We see a switch. Yes, a tank is going to be on the way, but it's not ready yet, and the Roach Ravager is already coming. Again, at least Kaozfate was able to scout this, but it was a very late scout, so the response is also late as well. He's gonna have to pull the boys. He needs to keep this bunker alive. Again, his goal right now is to buy time for that tank. Even if he gets a tank out, it's under threat by the Ravagers, but at least the Overlord is being dealt with, so high ground vision isn't really going to be a thing. Meanwhile, boys are being pulled. Oh god, but the bios are connecting. Oh, the bunker just barely survives, and with the survival of this bunker, it looks like Kaozfate will defend. Honestly, I was afraid that the SCVs were being pulled too late. Buddy, you don't have to keep pulling the SCVs. Oh god. Kaozfate a little bit unnecessarily. Sure, he pushes this away, but 10 SCVs go down. That was kind of worth it for Ryu. Like, he didn't need to do this. He could have pulled back. He could have pulled back to the bunker as well. Like, Kaozfate is being so aggressive. And just like that, Ryu has a very nice worker lead. Oh. Questionable move there by Kaozfate. Very questionable. At least Kaozfate does have his 3rd CC, so he can catch up in workers. He's behind for now, but he should be able to catch up over time. Behind this, Ryu is getting a 4th base up and running. He's been droning up. His army is a little bit lacking, but, I mean, so is Kaozfate. So. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just curious if Ryu is going to commit to Roach Ravager and go into Infestors, or if he's going to transition. And I feel like we have our answer. Baneling Nest gets thrown down, so he is transitioning into Ling Bane. The thing that I'm worried about is that Ryu, he is delaying his upgrades. Because of the Roaches and because of how gas intensive they were, and because Ryu is trying to drone up as much as possible, like his gas isn't where he needs it to be, and he doesn't have any Evo chambers. So Kaozfate is going to have a massive upgrade advantage, particularly in the mid game. Oh boy. And that's going to make Ling Bane that much harder to like connect and actually contend with the Terran army. So there's some pros and cons here. Like again, the economy is better for Ryu, but the tech is better for Kaozfate. Double Evo chambers are on the way, but again, much later than Ryu would have liked. And we'll see if it even matters. We'll see if Kaozfate is even able to hit a timing to Ryu to take advantage of that. As he's kind of getting into the swing of things, Ryu so far doing a decent job at spraying that creep, keeping his bases alive. Oh god, this is so annoying. Do we have? We didn't have enough energy for transfuse. Another Overlord gets sniped. Yeah. At the same time, Ryu is also setting up for a bit of a run by. No, I spoke a little bit too soon. Oh no, never mind. Kaozfate, he's not in position to protect his 3rd base, and the Lings run in. Oh my god. Again, it's little moves like this that is keeping Ryu in this. 4 SCVs go down, a couple more are going to get picked off. The reinforcements are forced to diverge. Very important. Ryu sees that the army isn't here. Ryu saw, hold on. There should be more here. Where is it? It's across the map. It does get scattered by this spotter Ling, and Ryu is getting ready. Doesn't have Bane's speed, doesn't have a lot of creep here. Uh-oh. Fire army is pushing forward. Ryu has to be very careful here. He cannot commit too early. He has to wait a little bit longer. The queens are on the way. Again, he keeps dipping in and then backing off. He knows that if he like overextends, he's going to lose everything. So wait a little bit longer. Baneling's speed is on the way. As all this is happening, we do have an infestation pit, so he's working on Hive or Infestors for those fungals. Oh, again, dips in, dips out. Oh god, it looks like now he's finally going to go for it. Baneling's speed is going to finish up in 5 seconds, but the target fire is too good. Oh my god, a little bit too early, Ryu. If only he had waited a little bit longer. Again, the target fire from that tank was insane. That's what happens when you don't have an armor upgrade as well. That may have been the game-losing move there for Ryu. Like, what was that? Like 5 or 6 Banelings just got annihilated in the blink of an eye. And here come the reinforcements. Like Kaozfate, he is not stopping, and there's just not enough army here for Ryu to defend. Oh god, he's gonna try and go for a bit of a surround. He will get on top of some of these tanks. This is probably the best engagement that Ryu could have hoped for, but even then, it's not gonna be enough. Oh god, the last tank! Ooh. Final tank does get dealt with. He has a couple more Banelings. Oh, the connections are pretty decent. Oh god, it's so close. With those decent connections, it looks like maybe... Oh my god. With these Ling reinforcements, Ryu could hold on, but the Marines are just so good. There are not going to be any banelings, and GG gets called. Kaozfate breaks through, and Ryu cannot defend. Ugh. That was so close. Again, there was that timing. It was like, I think it was like 8 seconds before baneling speed finished, Ryu attacked, and it's like, no, puppy. He had to wait a little bit longer. We saw how many banelings he lost there for free. Slow banes, mate. GG. That was so close, though. That was incredibly close. Kaozfate takes the first game. Again, Kaozfate, his pushes are terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. The Roach Ravager did some decent damage at the start of the game. I was very tentative about the Roach Ravager just because of the map. There are other maps where that can excel a little bit more, not so much on Glittering Ashes, where we saw how late it was scouted and we saw that Kaozfate defended anyway. Like, ideally, that Roach Ravager push gets all those SCV kills and even more damage, right? GG. And with that, we are getting ready for game número 2. What's the map? I'm most curious about the map, to be honest. Is it a small one? Oh, it's not. Interesting. Very interesting. Pride of Altaris. The other large map in the map pool. Interesting. I wonder what Ryu's going to do here. I wonder if he's going to go for roaches again. I wonder if he's going to try and take the gold base. I think the gold base would be a mistake. Just because of how exposed it is. I think taking the gold plays to the advantage of Kaozfate a little bit more. But we'll see. We'll see. As we wait for our players to get ready. Again, when it comes to our Terran player, I expect more of the same. Like, he's been doing the same, more or less the same opener every single game so far that we've seen from him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again. He could shock us all and go for a proxy this game, which I think would be a pretty Chad move. I would love it, to be honest. I would love it. But we'll see. We'll see. As our players are getting ready, here we go. Finally, Kaozfate is in the lobby, and we are diving into game number 2. Oh boy. Some more Peruvian on Peruvian action. It's Peruanos. Ay, ay, ay. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous about this. Let's go. Game number 2 of this series, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pride of Altaris LE, we have our Peruvian Zerg player representing the very own, one of the best teams out there, the CranKy Ducklings. It is Ryu. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Pride of Altaris LE, we have one of the best Terran players in all of Latin America, representing Eximius Gaming. Already up in this series, it is Kaozfate. Oh boy. Are we going to see the gold? Are we going to see another Roach Warren? I hope not. Again, I feel like the Roach Warren opening was pretty good from Ryu last game. Like, it did get 10 worker kills, a lot of lost mining time, force a response. Like, I think overall that was good. Yeah, the creep spread was lacking a little bit though. And you could argue maybe he was being too greedy with his tech. Something that I didn't mention also was that during Ryu's defense, he was working on an infestation pit as well. You know, thinking of the future when he needs to think of the here and now, right? And maybe take the push a little bit more seriously. I just worry because I feel like there are a lot of really good tank positions on this map that can utilize the terrain to reduce surface area, at least from my experience. So yeah, I'm curious to see how Ryu is able to solve that issue, if he's looking to be a little bit more aggressive, his expanding patterns, whether or not he does make use of this gold base. And we'll see as he gets his first 100 gas, and he does get link speed. There we go. He's headed towards his third base, just going to be hiding his drone here over at the fourth location to avoid that Reaper. It doesn't force a delay. Up. Reaper gets into the natural. Can he get a drone? Ooh, almost gets one drone. Almost. The third is taken. So nicely done here by Ryu. Just doesn't lose anything. Gets his third up and running. And keeps the Reaper here at the natural base. Is there a way up into the main? There is. But again, there's nothing to hide. Ryu did pull out of gas, so this game he is not going for roaches. But Kaozfate doesn't know that, so he of course has to check. Oh boy. And oh, Kaozfate is doing things a little bit differently here. Interesting. So he's actually delaying his third CC much more than he did in the previous games. Usually he would throw down his third CC after his 1-1 and delay his starport, but this time is being a little bit more aggressive. As the Overlord of Ryu is dipping in, confirming the production, confirming the upgrades. And he should know that, okay, like, my opponent's going to be a little bit more aggressive. Throwing down double Evos wouldn't be the best idea, and he actually goes for a Roach Warren. Again, not an early one like the previous game to deal damage, but to incorporate with his main army instead. Which again, I kind of like. The purpose of this isn't necessarily for roaches, but for the Ravagers, so you can bile down tanks and slow down those pushes. So you have the Ravagers for the tanks, and you have Lings and Banes for everything else. Obviously, it takes a lot more gas, and it takes a lot more supply, and it's a little bit less efficient. But at the same time, you trade that efficiency for security, right? Ideally. As that Viking is scouring the map, looking to try and hunt down some of those overlords. Looks like he'll find one here at the third base. Maybe? No, he does not. Oh, no kills so far. And this is scary. Still no third CC. Instead of a third CC, he throws down 2 more Raxes. Oh my god. Much more aggressive here from Kaozfate. Going to maybe hit a +1 timing. God. Ryu, please. I mean, to make up for that, Ryu is spreading creep quite nicely. Random queen in the middle of the map? Question mark? Uh-oh. Queen, please. That hurts. 1 queen goes down for free. It is being remade here at the natural. But that will slow down creep spread pretty significantly. Uh-oh. Meanwhile, Ryu, he checks to see a third. There is no third. Like this again. This is gonna be a very strong push here from Kaozfate. And Ryu has very limited scouting information. Like, so far he's fine. Like, you do need to drone up and you do need to take maybe a 4th base. 4th base is maybe a little bit too much. But the army's pushing out and Ryu doesn't have a lot of vision. He doesn't see anything. He's throwing down double Evo chambers. Oh no. We don't have Banelings ready. Baneling Nest is still on the way. The army is coming. And there are no Ravagers either. Is this it? I think this is it. It reveals itself. Alright, buddy. Show me what you got. Here we go. A couple of Banelings are being morphed in. All the queens come to the front line as well. Ryu finally, for the first time, sees that the push is here. He was just in the dark for so long. Like, there's no Baneling speed. It's not on the way. Like, these Banelings, they shouldn't connect. They're gonna try. But that's it. GG. Good luck. Kaozfate takes it 2-0. Ay, ay, ay. Kaozfate too strong. Again, Ryu, even though he saw the 1-1-1 and there was no third CC, and even though he checked for the third with his Lings, for all he knew, the third CC was in the main base and it was getting ready to be floated over. Like, and because of the Viking opener, Ryu was having a hard time scouting his opponent. And again, if he had gone into the main base with an Overlord, and if he had seen those 2 extra Raxes, like, that's it. That's all you need to see, to recognize what's coming and to prepare at home. But Ryu, he didn't have an Overlord in the main. He didn't have control of the Watchtower either. He didn't have control of the Zelnaga. Because he lost that Queen, his creep spread wasn't where it otherwise could have been. There was a lot working against Ryu scouting that game. You could argue that he should have been a little bit more aggressive with his scouting and gotten an Overseer across the map ASAP. And I think I would tend to agree with that. But yeah, like, he was just in the dark. He wasn't ready at all for that push. And by the time it showed up, there shouldn't have been a way for him to defend. Like, he had Lings and Roaches and that's it. Like, there was no way. If he had seen it coming, 100% he would have had Ravagers ready, he would have had Banelings ready, he wouldn't have droned up as much, he wouldn't have had those Evo chambers, he would have taken it more seriously, but yeah, he was just in the dark. And I also don't blame him, because Kaozfate is known for playing the same game after game after game after game, so I think he just assumed that Kaozfate was just going for a more macro-oriented game and had a third CC on the way and stuff. But yeah, GG. GG Kaozfate, he moves on. And honestly, with the death of Ryu, I 100% believe that Kaozfate can beat any Zerg player in this bracket. I think he's got it, mate. There's no way. I don't think Jim or Eggs can stop him, or even the Zerg Lord. But does that matter? Because even though Kaozfate can arguably make it through every single Zerg player, can he make it through every single Protoss? Because next up we have a PvP.